Well, hello, this is Mrs. Robertson, and it's Monday, February 28th. And today we're going to learn about box plots. And if there's time, we'll go into line plots, which are much easier than box plots. So I have this packet, and it's important for you to know this. These are things that could be on iLearn. It's a 6th grade standard, and then in 7th grade we go into it a little deeper. But we're going to start with the 6th grade worksheet on how to create a box plot. But first of all, we need to know what a box plot is. So on the front sheet it says, a box plot is a diagram that is constructed using the median, quartiles, and extreme values. Well, you know the median is the middle number. We're going to learn, and extreme values are the maximum and the minimum values. You don't know about quartiles yet. We're going to learn, that's the new piece. A box is drawn around the quartile values, and the whiskers extend from each quartile to the extreme values. That's all this is, but it takes a lot of work to get there sometimes. So let's look at this list below. The list shows the number of model airplanes owned by the members of the aviation club. Draw a box plot of the data. Well, the first thing that makes me happy is they put them in order from little to big, right? So step 1, they have to be in order. Order the numbers from least to greatest. That was done for us, right? So I'm going to put a check mark. That is taken care of. Then draw a number line that covers the range of data. So the number line has to go from 6 to 27. Here they went from 0 to 30, and notice how they went by threes, because it would take a long time if we had to put every single number in there, all right? So they decided to go by threes. So we have the number line drawn that covers the range of data, check. Now we're going to go to step 2. Find the median, the extremes, the first and third quartiles. All right, so now the first thing we have to do is find our middle number in this list of data. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's an odd number. We have one middle number. It's the 11. 11 is the median. And that would be, if you want to put an 11 right there, you can, okay? So everyone see? Median. That's what you have to find it first. Now, what you have are the upper and lower quartiles. This is the lower, and this is the upper. You got that? Now you find the middle number in each one of them. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is friendly. The middle number is going to be, it's always the middle number. So here it's a 10. And in this one, it's 16. Okay, 10 is your first quartile, and 16 is it's your third quartile, excuse me. All right, so the first quartile is 10. So I'm going to put a 10. My third quartile is 16. All right, now, do you see what I just did? Everyone, check. Everyone fine with the median? Is everyone understanding how I'm getting my lower quartile and my upper quartile? Then, to find your first quartile, it's the middle number in the lower part. Your third quartile is the middle number there. Okay? So now you make a box with these. You draw the box with your first quartile and your third quartile. Draw a box around it. Does everyone have your box? And yes, you always have to put your median is in the box. It's not always going to be in the middle of the box, okay? Now you're thinking, Mrs. Robertson, what are these quartiles? Quartiles are fourths. Quarters are fourths. So you'll see where that comes from in a moment. Now your whiskers. 6 is your lower extreme. 27 is your upper extreme. That's how you make your whiskers. Okay? Now, Does everyone see how we made the box? How we made the whiskers? Now I'm going to show you where the word quartile comes from, okay? I'll do this in red. 1/4 of your data is on this whisker. 1/4 of your data is in that part of the box. 1/4 of your data is on this side of the box, and 1/4 of your data is on that whisker. So do you see now where the quartiles come from? Quarters are 4. So it doesn't look like they're evenly split, but certain groups are more popular, okay? So 1/4 of your people are between 10 and 11, okay? 1/4 of your people are in between 6 to 10. If this is ages, I don't remember if this was about ages, the members of the aviation club, okay? 1/4 is in between 11 to 16, and 1/4 is on that whisker. So do you see how it's cut up into 4 pieces? All right, this is the lower extreme, first quartile, third quartile, upper extreme, but the quartiles get a little confusing, but we have 1/4 of the information on that, each part. And I do think the first, because you think this should be the first quartile, but it's the first quartile when you split it up right here. Now, let's go on to step 3. Draw the box so that it includes the quartile values. Draw a vertical line through the median value, which we just did that up there. This is another way that, they have it looking. Extend the whiskers from each quartile to the extreme data points. All right, so let's practice doing this together. Let's go to number 1. Oh, they're not in order. So first thing we have to do is put them in order. So a 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, and 12. Oh, 7 and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, that's good. I have one middle number, and it's going to be 5. So now I have this group here and this group here. So my first quartile is going to be the middle number of this part, which is 4, and it's going to be a 7. And my whiskers are going to be a 3 and a 12. So we have everything we need now to draw our box. Are you ready? So they've got our number line. I'm going to do the box first. This is my box. So above the 4, I'm putting a dot, and it's the box. The 5 and the 7. That's your box. Does everyone have their box drawn? And yes, you have to have this. This is your the middle part. Now it's the whiskers. A 3. Ooh, this is a little whisker here. And a 12.
Why do we call them whiskers?
I don't know.
Because they got like whiskers.
Yeah, but they're not the same. It's like this.
Not call them whiskers.
This cat's got weird whiskers. This one's shorter than the other one.
They
But
are whiskers.
so, class, shh. That's just the term we're using. Let's do number 2. Are we ready to do number 2? Okay, let's go. First, we have to put them in order. 6 and 8. Then it's 10, 11, 13, 17, 18. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My middle number, 11. Then I have the middle number for this group. And then we're going to do one where it doesn't come out as neat, where you have 2 middle numbers. So here it's an 8, and here it is a 17. So now let's make our box. 8, 11, and 17. 8, 11, Ooh, 17. This is a large box. And our extremes are 18 and 6. All right, any questions on how to draw this? Now in a little bit we'll talk about some more meanings about data in a box and whisker set. Yes?
Do you think we could call the whiskers tails instead?
We're going to call it whiskers because if you see it in a test, they're going to refer to it as whiskers. In your own mind, you can think tails if that helps you. That's another odd one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 has an even number of data. So first we have to put this one in order. It looks like 104, 104, 106, 108. So 2 104s, 106, 108, 110, 114. Then it looks like 120, 122, 130, 140. All right, now in this one we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we're going to have 2 middle numbers. All right, so when we have 2 middle numbers, you add them together and divide by 2. So 110 plus 114 divided by 2 is going to be 112. Do you see how I got 112? All right, now this number is going to go with the lower group and this number is going to go with the upper group. Okay? See how I put that one there and this one in with this group. Now, this is 106 and 122. So now we're going to make our box and whiskers. 106, 112, 122. Then we go down to 104 for the whisker, 140 for this whisker. Do you see how to do it when you have 2? Now let's say even if you added the number in with it for the upper and lowers, if you have 2, you do the same thing. You add them together and divide by 2. If you have 2 numbers in the group, you find the average of it. Any questions? All right, so let's go to the next page and talk about what we're going to do for practice. All right. I want to skip down to problem number 3, and we're going to do this together, how to interpret these. This is called, it's a double box plot because we have 2 of them, and we're going to use this to talk about and compare data. All right? It says, use the box plot that shows the average prices in cents per pound farmers received for eggs and wool. All right? Now it says, how does the median egg prices and the median wool prices compare? This is the median wool price, and this is the median egg price. How would you describe the medians? Kids? How would you describe the median egg price of wool compared to the median egg price of eggs? Yes. They're the same. They are both 60 cents. Or they are very close to 60 cents. So the median for both is 60 cents. Or it's the same. Is the same. And what is it? It's 60 cents. Now, how do the range in egg prices and the range in wool prices compare? Range, remember, is maximum minus minimum. So the range for wool will be, it's about 140 minus 30. 140 minus 30. The range here is 110. But for eggs, it looks like what? 19 and 78. It's going to be close. Now, kids, on a test like this, I always allow room for interpretation, like off 1 or 2. If you thought this was 78 or 80, I would probably count that right, okay? So here I said I chose 78. No, I think it's 79 minus 19. And that equals 60. So how do the range in egg prices and the range in wool prices compare? Well, which one is larger? Which one has the larger range? Wool's range is much larger. And then you can say 110 compared to eggs, which is 60. Okay? In the wool prices, which quartile shows the greatest spread of data? Now, that means the largest amount of the biggest spread here for that, okay? Let's identify this is the first quartile here. This whisker is called the first. This is the second. This is the third quartile, and this whisker is the fourth quartile. Do you see that? So, when you are looking at wool, which one is the biggest? Because that's the largest spread. Is it the first quartile? No, it's pretty small. The second is about the same, and the third is about the same. Which one has the largest range? The fourth quartile. All right. First, second, third, fourth. About what percent of the data for the wool prices is above the third quartile for the egg prices? Okay, so above the third quartile, what percent is that? It's 1/4. So what percent is 1/4? 25%. It's 1/4, which equals 25%. Now, kids, what percent is above the median? The median is that line. What percent of the data is above the median? 50. And what percent is below the median? 50. You got that? So you see how that relates? Now let's go to letter E. In general, do farmers get higher prices for eggs or for wool? Justify your reasoning. Which do you think they get a higher price for? Eggs or wool? Yes. Wool. And why?
Because wool's range is longer.
Right. Wool has a longer range. It's above the median. It just has higher prices. So yes, wool's range is larger. And its box is spread out too. The range is larger and the box is spread out. Whereas eggs, it's pretty concise. Which with eggs, most of the time you understand, well, nowadays we do have a variety of eggs. You have the free range eggs, you have all the different, and they're much more expensive than just the plain white eggs. So eggs do have a variety in prices, but I think when you go compare it to wool, wool has a different range and grade. I've never had sheep where I've had them sheared. Are there any people in here that have had sheep sheared? Okay, how much do you know how much you get for the wool of a sheep? I didn't know. Do you ever know how much it is?
No, but
And it probably depends on how the type of wool your sheep has. I mean, some sheep would be like more fine wool than others, I presume. So I'm sure that in the industry, they're all different types of things. We could go research that more, but we are on a time schedule today. So do you understand how to interpret the data on this a little bit? Okay, let's go to the next page. Now, this is what I want you to do for part of your homework. I want you to do this page, do all. It's going to be similar to what we did. The nice thing, kids, you don't have to do a box plot. They're already drawn for you on this, so you have to interpret that. Turn the page. Oh, and this is a review of lessons 1 to 3. On this, let's just look at this part here. I've got another worksheet to help you to go over this. We have another packet, and then this will be part of your homework too. Now, I do want you to do, on this page that we did these answers, I would like for you to do a box plot for this one and this one. So those are the two I want you to draw box plots for. So draw, you're going to do 1 and 2. Do 1 to 6 on this worksheet. And then we'll talk about what we're going to do on this one after I give you the next packet.